here. Because, you know, I'm here to help. Shit, my face feels. Okay. Okay, so I got a few little things to talk about. You know, it's been like, I don't even know how many days it's been since my last video. Probably not many. Let me see here. So I have some things to talk about that have happened to me over the last couple of days. Okay, we'll start with the simplest one. Okay, I had a dream about my daughter, um, which startled me. I kind of like woke up and cried, kind of like out of fear, but the dream wasn't scary. It's just that she cried, and that made me scared. But we were reunited, and there were gifts. There was a cupcake, and there was a smoothie. Want y'all to figure out what those mean. Yeah, it was actually a good dream, but I still like that she cried. You know, no mom likes seeing their children cry. Excuse me. Sorry. All in my mouth. Aw. Okay. I'm very tired. But I have to get this done before I go to bed. So here we go. All right. So that's the first thing. And the dream about my daughter. So I have two topics. It's about men. You know, we're in Gray Rock, so we'll see how quickly I can get this out. But it's very important because it's not really just for men. It just so happens that, you know, it's one of them little red pill motherfuckers. Okay, and actually they've been saying this for quite some time. But the reason that you guys keep saying this is because there has been someone who has emotionally raped you. And emotional rape commonly works on conditions, right? So I want to show you and help you because I'm here to help, okay? I want to help you. You know, a lot of men, and recently I actually ran into a woman as well who said that they do not believe in love, and they definitely don't believe in unconditional love, okay? Because they're, you know, you can't let this person treat you any type of way. You know what I'm saying? So one, let's start with boundaries and conditions are very separate things. I'm gonna put it like this, okay? I can love you and you have nothing, okay? But in order to access that, you have to treat me with respect. You have to cross the boundary, you know, in order to lose access to the love, okay? So let's do some definitions because, you know, I love the dictionary. And I didn't think to go back to when it originally showed up. Excuse me, but I mean, it gives you a little snippet, but I like to go to like the little, you know, old dictionaries and whatnot. So we're going to start with, I found a word that I found to be really interesting. Okay, so let's start first with relationship. Let's look at all of the types of relationships that you can have. Okay, so the way in which two or more concepts, objects, or people are connected, or the state of being connected. Okay, you know, you can be connected by blood or marriage. The way in which two or more people or groups regard and behave towards each other. Okay, it's very important. In order to have a relationship, you have to behave in a certain way. Okay, all right. Now, it can also, and it's funny because let's look at this. It's very interesting because behave is underlined. It probably has a link or something, but it's very see? Act or conduct oneself in a specified way, especially toward others. Okay, so what we're seeing here is that in order to be in a relationship, you have a way in which you are to regard and behave the other person within the relationship. Okay, so then we have an emotional and sexual association between two people. So emotion and sexual. Okay, so when I was looking at that, there's all these different words here: similar, connection, relation; similar, family ties, family connections; similar, romance, love affair. Then there was one. It was liaison. So I went over to liaison, and my interest was piqued. All right. Communication or cooperation, which facilitates a close working relationship between two people, between people or organizations. A liaison. So it says right there, communication or cooperation. Okay. A person who acts as a link to assist communication or cooperation between groups of people. A sexual relationship, especially one that is secret and involves unfaithfulness to a partner. Now, that I think is why the word was brought up, but it's important. It says in phonetics, this is just random, but I thought you might want to know. In phonetics, in French and other languages, the sounding of a consonant that is normally silent at the end of the word because the next word begins with a vowel. I didn't know that was called liaison. But understand, it's showing the relationship between how that letter works. Right? So synonym, there's a liaison in there. Okay, so this term is important, okay, because note that it mentions communication multiple times. Okay, now the video that I'm referring to is a video in which the young man asked the young lady if she's ever been in unconditional love. Why did they break up? Well, she said because they weren't communicating. Okay, well, it's saying right here that a liaison is communication or cooperation. Okay, so if you're not communicating in a relationship, you have already been bound to that relationship, and you are not following the the way to regard and behave towards someone in a relationship. Okay, so right there you are violating the boundaries of the relationship. Also, I saw somewhere, but I might have missed it because it's on this phone. I'd be looking stuff up on the phone I'm holding for this video, right? And I done fucking forgot what I looked up, and now like if I go and look, it closes the video, so I don't want to do that. That's not what I want to do. So now that we have an understanding of liaison, we have an understanding of relationship, that there is a certain way that you must regard and behave in order to maintain a relationship. It's literally in the definitions, right? Communication is in liaison, and liaison is a similar word to relationship. Therefore, communication is required, okay, in order to maintain a relationship. Okay, so let's go into unconditional. Unconditional means not subject to any conditions. There are no other definitions to this. This is it. That's the only way that unconditional comes in here. Okay, so which is interesting because relationship has many definitions. Liaison has many definitions. Let's go into boundaries. Okay, boundaries definition is a line that marks the limits of an area. Okay, a limit or of a subject or sphere of an activity. variant of dialect of bounder from bound, perhaps limitary, okay? But unconditional, it doesn't say anything about limits. Now, a similar word is unlimited, okay? Um, Unequivocal, indubitable. I like that word. Unquestioning, okay? So that's what unconditional is. Unreserved, okay? Without reservations, complete. It's really funny because turn my pain to win. I deserve love with no reservation. All right, let's look at that really quick here. Let's look at that. A qualification to an expression of agreement or approval. It's a doubt. Some general voice reservations about making airstrikes. So, a doubt, and that's that. I don't know why I didn't know that, but that, I doubt that you're actually really able to be in a relationship at this time, right? Because you just got so much shit going on. That's a reservation, right? I deserve love with no reservations, okay? So that is unconditional love, all right? No doubts, no doubts, no doubts, all right? So let's get into condition here, okay? The state of something with regard to its appearance, quality, or working order. The circumstances affecting the way in which people live or work, especially with regard to their safety or well-being, have a significant influence on or determine the manner of an outcome of something. Bring something into the desired state for use. Where was I at? I more gain. Okay. Having a significant influence on or determine the manner or outcome of something. Train or accustom someone or something to behave in a certain way or to accept certain circumstances. And bring something into the desired state for use. Set prior requirements on something before it can occur or be done. Okay. So, here's where your issues are with unconditional love. Okay. A lot of women, this and men, this is not gender specific for real. A lot of people have been on either side of the spectrum, right? A lot of men or women will have you, I don't really want to get with you until you get a job. I'm not, you gonna call me, you need to make sure that you cash out first. You want to go on a date with me, you need to pay. These are conditions. Set prior requirements on something before it can occur or be done, right? So in terms of women specifically, there is the new, oh my God, you want my number? Okay, hit my cash app, right? Prior requirements on something before it can occur or be done, right? But there's another group of women, for men, that is, yeah, which I don't want you. The fuck? Heal. Get your body right. I'm not about to fuck with you and you got all these issues and baggage. No, nobody wants that. Prior requirements on something before it can occur or be done. That is a condition. Okay? So, when it comes to unconditional love, there are a lot of people that have fallen into that and it didn't really work out. I've actually spoken on this before. Way back 2 years ago, I spoke on this. Okay, so what that looks like is, oh my God, like he doesn't really have a job, but I see that he has a lot of potential. He's got a lot of acne. But you know, I can see him at 35 with clear skin, looking bomb as fuck. Okay. Who I'm describing right now, I'm describing my oldest son's father. When we met was, I speak on him just because it's my experience, but this is just an example. He did not have to be good looking at that time, but I was very fully aware that he probably could be something. Okay, he looks exactly how I imagined him. You know, I am a psychic though, so I saw that he could do this. So I loved him anyway, which was not requiring him the state of something with regard to its appearance, quality, or working order. He did not have a job. He did not look very great. Okay, but I did believe that he was a person of quality. But he really, I mean, there's been other people that really weren't. Just giving them love freely, okay? He is not subject to any conditions. He did not need to buy me any gifts. He did not have to do anything. But the problem here is, here's the problem, men and women, but definitely men, okay? Because this is the red pill, like, there is no woman loves anybody unconditionally because she breaks up with me when I don't communicate, okay? The problem is when you get into a relationship, you now have a requirement to regard and behave towards someone in a cooperative way. Okay, if you're not communicating with me, you are not cooperating, and we cannot maintain this relationship. But I entered this relationship with you not based on your appearance, quality, or working order. You know, I may have even got with you regardless of an illness or other medical problem. You know, I may have gotten with you, you know, because one thing too is that you are conditioning women. You want women to just accept that you don't want to communicate. Please accept that. You're then conditioning her. You know, a similar word is stipulation or constraint. A state of affairs that must exist or be brought about before something else is possible or permitted. Okay, so when women speak on not really giving a fuck and they really do love you, here's the thing about that. That's when you get into boundaries, right? These are different things. They're allowing you into their boundaries. Okay, here's the little house. Here's my house. Oh shit, I don't have enough hands right now. Hold on. Okay, all right. Now there's too much light. All right, sorry. Here we go. So here's my house. Here's me. Oh no, here's my house. Here's my house right here. Okay, and then I let you come in here. Do you have any weapons to protect my house? No. Do you have any money to pay the bills for my house? No. Mm-mm. Do you uh, do you have any muscles to protect my house? Mm-mm. No. Nope. Okay, well, I think you need a house, and I really care about you. I think you have a lot of potential. I really love you. You know, I think you're great. You can go ahead and cross this fence because there's a fence here. Hold on, I gotta get something for my fence. Now we got it. Now the expansion, it's expanded. Okay, so here's my house. Okay, and here's my fence. All right. Well, now the fence is too big. Here. Okay, here's my fence. You can go ahead and cross my fence, even though you do not have what's the word? What is it? You do not have appearance, quality, or working order. Okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to let you cross this boundary into my house. Okay, so you can cross this boundary into my house. Here you go. Okay, now we're in a relationship. Okay, and we have to communicate when we're in this relationship in order to keep everything working in my household. But you still do not have appearance, working order, or quality really. But I'm going to go ahead and you still are past this boundary. Okay, but we're in a relationship now, so you know your requirement is to regard me with respect and behave in an appropriate manner that maintains what's inside the boundary. Okay. Oh, you brought a woman in here and she's crazy. You probably made her crazy, you little rascal. You drive them ladies wild. Okay. But you brought a lady in here. You did not communicate, and you did not regard me in the way in which a relationship should be done. Gosh, or a man, because that happens too. Okay, I'm speaking because this specifically was a man that said this, but I've heard women say this. Okay, so I know that everyone is experiencing this, like, unconditional love doesn't exist type shit, right? You know what? I lost 3 pounds and my little dimple's coming back. All right, okay, all right. I actually lost more than 3 pounds, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways, I just noticed it. It's so cute, right? All right. So you're bringing people into my boundary. This is my boundary into my household. I didn't give you permission to do that. Okay? You're breaking this boundary here. You're causing disruption within my house. You're causing disruption within me. Okay? Because now you are putting me in a poor condition, a person's state of health or physical fitness. Okay, you're doing like all that weird shit. You know, I really love you though, regardless of the fact that your appearance, quality, and working order is not up to par. Okay. You are now creating conditions or circumstances affecting the way in which I live or work in regards to my safety and well-being. Okay, you are now attempting to have an influence and determine the outcome of my life. You are trying to train me to accept certain circumstances. Okay, so what I need you to do, okay, is I need you to go back on the other side of the line that marks my living area. That's it. That's it. That's it. You need to go back over here. I still really love you, even though you are not up to par in terms of appearance, quality, and working order. Okay? I still really, really love you. But you are now affecting my conditions. It's it's not really what you think it is. Like when y'all sit here and you talk about, oh, unconditional love, it's just not real. That's the thing. We gave you love, okay? We let you come into a line, past the line, oops, sorry, that marks the limits of an area and a limit of a subject or sphere of activity. You want to have sex with me. That's a liaison, right? The liaison literally says most of the definitions are in regards to communication or cooperation. The way in which two or more people or groups regard and behave toward each other. Okay? How should that look? That's like people that hang out, right? That's people that talk, right? You put yourself in the confines of a relationship and then tell me I don't love you I love you conditionally when you don't communicate, when that's literally what the definition is? The fuck is wrong with you? That's right, comprehension. You do not understand. You're actually the one loving conditionally. You know, in that scenario, you know, there wasn't any scenario. He was trying to say she was wrong, when actually all she did was say, hey, I really love you, but you have to go outside of this line. I loved him unconditionally. That shit was funny. It was cute. Yes, I love a lot of people unconditionally. My love does not stop. It's like that Drake line. If I ever love you, I always love you. That's how I was raised, right? It's the same. Like, there's a lot of people that had to choose their boundaries. Okay? They had to choose their boundaries over their love. There are some people that are still like really struggling with breakups from people that they had to enact boundaries on, but to this day would just love for that person to get their shit together. You know? Like, damn, I love this motherfucker to death. Shit. Yeah. I love a lot of people. Yeah, those boundaries are up though. I understand that they did me wrong. They did me dirty, you know? But those boundaries are up because they still want to do wrong and they still want to do dirty. They want me to grow accustomed to a type of situation, okay? They're the ones being conditional. They're conditioning. And in terms of the red pill specifically, that is definitely something that you are trying to do. You are trying to beat these women into submission, which you have been doing for centuries, you know. And ultimately, some of the women are doing that as well. I haven't seen angel numbers all through here, but, you know, women also have had their trials in doing that as well. Because when it comes to, they're only going to fuck with you if you're a provider. They're only going to, you know, if you ain't paying my bills and your bills, if you're not, you know, I'm sorry, there's just something about a 6 foot tall man, like, you know, they don't want no short kangs, okay? Those are conditions, right? But there's plenty of women, there's plenty of men who love people without that. Their only requirement is to maintain the boundaries of a relationship, which are regarding and behaving with respect towards each other. We're communicating, okay? So, physical and spiritual unity and new beginnings. Angel number 28. Okay. So, I just wanted to put that out there. You know, I feel like this video is for everybody. It's not just towards men, but it's a man who brought that to my attention. Okay, the next one is this. Now this one is going to be, I'm going to be using Aaron as an example. So the next video I saw was about black men talking about how women are raised. Y'all black women are raised to be independent. You know, my question to you would be, what were you raised to be then? Like, if you had a single mom and your sister was being raised to be independent, what were you doing? What were you being raised to be? You focus on so much on what the woman is being taught. What are you getting subliminally from that, right? So I'm going to use Aaron as an example because he really literally put it into words for me. It's like so crazy because this happened a while ago. When I saw that video, I remembered what Aaron did. It was embarrassing for her. It was embarrassing. Okay, now Aaron hasn't really seen me interact with a lot of men, contrary to popular belief. But when he has seen me interact with men, I'm usually the one wielding the money or doing some type of transaction. Like one time, the neighbor that we met in Maryland, like we went out with him a couple times. Like we went out to eat and we went to the mall. Well, he didn't really see Aaron, or Aaron didn't really see him do anything. I was shelling out all the money, all that stuff. So, and it wasn't for him. Like I was buying stuff for Aaron, but I think in Aaron's mind, he would think, okay, we're at the store. A man should be doing this or something. Okay, so that was the option. Sorry, I lost track of my thought. But that's what he saw. That's what he saw. Okay. So one day, I go to the store. It's just me and Aaron. I go to the store, and I'm at the register, and I'm paying for the stuff. And he stops, and he says, "You know what? I'm gonna go stand over here." I'm like, "Okay." And he decided to lean back. He leaned back like, you know, like this on the whatever it was. He said, "I'm pretending to be a man." And the cashier was like, "He's doing what?" I was like, he said he's pretending to be a man. Now, she's also a single mother. Okay? So we both kind of chuckled, even though it's like a very serious thing. Because it's like, this is what they see. What boys see is that these women are handling it. I'm gonna just go back over here and kick it. That is what he thinks men do. When he decided he was going to emulate a man, he emulated a person that does nothing. So while you're sitting here and you're like, oh my God, these women are being taught to be independent. What are you being taught to do? You're being taught to do nothing. Okay? Except for sit and do this. Right? Those are who your role models are. Your role models are the people that are sitting and doing this. Still have no wife, still have nothing, and it's all because these women are being independent. But these women are being independent because the image and the subliminal that you were getting as a child is to do absolutely nothing, while the women be independent. My mom can handle this. No, I'm not going to ask her if I can help. I'm just going to sit back and wait. Now, some of you men, because your mother went through such a traumatic experience, she made sure to make sure that you was doing something constructive with your life, or like, you know, like went real extreme with making sure that you knew that you were supposed to be a provider. But what she did is she conditioned you. Oh, like how I came back to that. So now, the only type of person that you get with is the type of person that loves you conditionally and not unconditionally. You get with the chick that is demanding that you fit into the appearance, quality, or working order. And so the minute that you fall into like illness or other medical problems, you know, or a particular state of existence, this woman leaves you, you know. Christina, it's funny because that video is all everywhere right now. Christina, Christina left, right? But that's the maid. But I can't remember what. Yeah, and I have for two or whatever she said, right? So this woman loved her man unconditionally, okay, and then he left her, and then the woman that he thought that he was seeking for ended up leaving him when he came into a particular state of existence in an illness or other medical problem, right? What was that, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, right? That's what this is literally what women are going through. Tyler Perry put it out very well. Um, but again, I keep telling you, like, it's in everything that we do, because these are our experiences. So when we go and we make a fictional movie, based off of loosely based off of things that we've seen within society, this is what you see. Men are cheating on their wives who love them unconditionally and who have grown accustomed, excuse me, who have been trained or accustomed to behave in a certain way or accept certain circumstances. Okay, that's the wife. You're loving your wife conditionally and then getting with a woman and cheating on her with a woman that loves you conditionally. Like, you completely throw away and toss away the unconditional part. She has, and honestly, you want the woman that has the boundaries. I keep saying this. You don't want the chick that's going to change her hair for you. You want the chick that's already living that. Okay? If she's not living that, she's not for you. You know, but you get with her and then be like, oh my God, you won't change for me? Conditions. Oh my God, he lost his job. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to handle that. Conditions. Okay? You want the person that is not subject to any conditions. So you want the person who is not accustomed or trained to accept something. I'm going through different things. So excuse me. What is it? You don't want the person who's trained or accustomed to behave in a certain way or accept certain circumstances. You don't want that person. You want the person who is unconditioned. You want the person who, you know, is not subject to any conditions and how they run around life. Okay, what you want. So when you're complaining, it's so crazy because I wasn't even fucking talking about that. I was talking about how my son was pretending to be a man. But you wanting the woman who's not independent, you want the woman who needs you. Condition. Okay, but again, take a look around. Okay, if there's no men there, most of the time she's not just instructing her daughter to not need a man, but she's also demonstrating it. So even if a woman never said you don't need no man, her daughter would follow by example and emulate the example, right? So if there's no man there to give you an example, you literally think that your job is nothing unless your mother like told you. And then most of the time, even when these mothers tell their son what is expected of them, because they did not see a man demonstrate that, they either don't have the example to emulate and will fail at it, even though they tried, or they will, they will condone not doing it. Because, I mean, I don't need to do that, and it must be you. The problem must be you, since he's not here. The problem must be you. Right? So when they get with a woman that's independent, the problem is you. Why are you so independent? Because this person has been conditioned. You know, when I wrote this down, I just jotted down. It wasn't nothing serious. I just jotted down. I didn't realize how those two would come together like that. But that's amazing. All right, I need to go to bed. But I hope that this help someone today. Unconditional love is all around you in so many different ways. You don't want the woman that's conditioned. Okay, you want the woman that thinks freely, is not accustomed to negative behavior, who is willing to put up boundaries, because boundaries are good for you. Okay? If I don't have a fence around my fucking, if I don't have a wall around my country, if I don't have a wall around my country, people can get in and attack. Those are important. You know? Unconditional love is all around you. Okay, but you still have requirements in order to stay within those boundaries. It's just like the country. Okay, if you're running around here terrorizing people, and we gave you a visa, okay, visa revoked. But you know, we really like you coming out here. You boost our economy, all that. But there are rules to this. There's levels to this. Okay, doesn't mean that you can't come back either. Just, you know, get your shit together, and now you have like a 15-year ban. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Look around. Unconditional love is all around you. Okay, and comprehension is key.